Hey guys, Karen here. I am actually going to talk about the crazy that we are experiencing as a community at this moment. I love the fact that we're not alone. It's not just a one race, one gender based issue. There are others who are very vocal with us in response to what's happening. And I want to talk to you about our response. We have to be very smart about what's happening. Crazy happened last evening, but crazier is the fact that you released that statement at 9 at night. Things happen in the dark. We all know that. A lot of things happen in the dark. But America was waiting for you, Ferguson. We were. And the news were waiting for you. So even if you say that a lot of African Americans were unruly, which some were, there's some who weren't. So you can't blanket everything. And you really just can't do that much crazy when the world is watching, because right now the world is watching and the world is responding. So America's in like a tough spot right now, and I don't want us all to take a hit for what's going on. So I want our community leaders to be smart about how they mobilize going forward. I need you to be specific. Be specific about what you're doing. You can't touch every area. So if your community is going to work on dealing with the younger kids and teaching them how to be great individuals, speaking to them in that great language, positive self-talk, positive hearing of how great you are, positive hearing, you know what I mean? Positive speech to a child helps. Sitting around and just always saying, you ain't this, you're not going to end up to nothing. When we're angry, we say crazy things, but we have to realize it permeates into that psyche and it remains there. So be specific about what you're going to do. Are we going to boycott? Boycott who? For how long? Boycott where? And then what are the alternatives? Be specific. Then please make sure that these little things that you're trying to do are manageable. Manageable to the extent that if you know you're in a community of people with young kids, or if you know you have young teenagers, etc., you have to be able to mobilize this group and function properly. So you just can't say, okay, meet us at Best Buy by Barclays Center and let's go at it. Who's meeting you? What time? What's the plan? Specific, manageable. Okay, we're anticipating a crowd of 100. Who's going to police this crowd? Who's going to speak to this crowd? Who's going to instruct this crowd? Manageable. Appropriate. Please be appropriate. Now, no cussing, no fighting, no yelling, other than disparaging comments, I should say, when I say no yelling. But be appropriate. Be appropriate in nature and where you're going to do this boycotting. Appropriate would be, Aunt Betty owns the shop. Aunt Betty has been in the community for 150 years. You want to boycott everyone around her, but no one knows about Aunt Betty. She's going to suffer too. You have to be specific, and you have to be very, very, very clear about what you're doing and who you're doing it to. Lastly, let's be realistic. Nothing is going to change overnight. Nothing is going to change overnight. Let me say it one time. Nothing is going to change overnight. Be patient. Do the work. Press toward the mark. I need the community leaders to move together. Who are my community leaders? Well, if I come to you every week and I sit in your chair for you to cut my hair, style my hair, do whatever, man or woman, you a community leader. You are a business owner. You should be consistent in language. You should be consistent in action. There will be no vile language, no misogyny, no cursing, no yelling, no degrading of another race or individual, young boys, young girls in my space of business. Control it. From the pulpit, do I have to continue? The language changes. You can shift the culture. Why do I think the pulpit can shift the culture? Because religion, come on, it starts and ends cultures. Has been happening since the dawn of time. So find that language, pastor, priest, minister, person. Find that language. Teach that language to your community. Teach that language to the pew and have them then in turn speak it to others outside of the church. Bartenders, wait staff, you interact with individuals every day and you interact with a lot of people. You you are the epitome of stress, right? So the language, the conversation that you have is that of an uplifting one. I may be asking for too much in your opinion, but I don't think I am really. I don't really think I am. I'm just making suggestions, and my suggestions may not be the greatest suggestions, but guess what? You can glean from it one or two or half and add it to what your plan is. But the point is, you have to have a plan, and it must be specific, it must be manageable, it must be appropriate, and goodness gracious, let's make sure that it's realistic. Our future is at stake, and the only way that we can actually get a grasp, get a hold of it, and try to handle it going forward is to shift this culture of negativity, and try to do the best that we can. It was great talking to you. I shall be back. Bye.